hat here. Hang on.
Dude, someone else having a hat today?
Mate.
3
Oh my god, it looks ridiculous in the car.
It looks like you ironed the brim.
All right, we're live.
Yeah.
All right, we are live. The New York Mets have still not lost a series this season, and your boy KFC is in his brand spanking new car, new beginnings, new team, new time, the New York Mets. How are we doing, Kevin?
I'm feeling great, baby. This day game fucked me up because I was recording all day, but I was watching while I was talking to Bussin' with the Boys, and I just kind of was doing this the whole time. And let me tell you, that ball that was thrown into the outfield, like, there's a lot of shit going on in that game. And trying to conduct interviews and do podcasts while you watch a New York Mets day game, it's no easy task.
Yeah, especially when there's double plays. What was it, like 1, 5, 6, 9, 6 double plays? Fucking Taiwan Walker laying the hit stick down.
Right? I mean, like, people were laid out. I was like, there's 2 guys on third. Balls are flying all over the place. All the while I'm talking to Taylor and Will about, like, Harry Potter versus the U.S. Army or some shit. What's going on here?
For people listening on the podcast right now, the next day, Kevin is currently in his car, driving. Where are we right now? It looks like you're in Midtown, somewhere in Midtown. Your internet connection is better than at the office, by the way, on your phone.
I'm in Midtown. I'm by the Lincoln Tunnel right now. The West Side is a fucking disaster, so I'm gonna have to go up 10th Avenue. But I'm in the new whip. I got a brand new Ford Explorer number one minivan, number one SUV in the country. But the reason why I have it is because of Pete Alonso. So I went out yesterday. I got rid of my Hyundai. I am out there looking for a car. Knew that it was going to be bad because of all like the supply chain shit. It's 1,000 times worse than I expected. So I go to Twitter and I tweet it out. I say, I need someone to help me with a dealership or something. I get a text from one of Pete's people being like, Pete got it with these guys in Jersey, so we'll hook you up. And these guys, it's All American Ford in Old Bridge, New Jersey, Jason and Ryan. Not only, Clem, you'll appreciate this. They gave me a good price, of course, that's great. 1 hour, 15 minutes on a car.
Oh, my God. That's a Cookie Carrasco half a start.
That was like an inning of one of Kyle's fucking walk games. I got there at 5:30 because of like terrible traffic. They close at 7. So I was like, I texted them. I'm like, should I even bother coming? GPS says 5:30. Out of there by like 6:45. It was one of the best experiences I've ever had. So if you need to get a car, go to those guys, All American Ford in Old Bridge. But shout out to Pete for making this happen because I'd still be carless right now if it wasn't for him.
Pete dropping fuck bombs and dropping deals on people's heads. I think I told you guys this when I was looking for my minivan. I ended up at what's it called? I think it's it was Rivera Honda. I was looking at the Honda, and Mariano's kid comes out. It's Mariano's dealership in Westchester,
right? And
his fucking Mariano Rivera Jr. was like the salesman. I guess dad's making his son kind of earn his way in life, and he had no fucking clue. I was just asking, like, how did he turn the AC on? He's like, I don't know. And I was like, all right, you're Mariano. Of course you know. And he was dressed to the nines. And then I talked to actually Stooley was one of the salesmen there too, and he ended up helping me out and everything. It was great. And he's like, yeah, Mariano's awesome. He's like, he lives in like Hoboken. He has like a sick fucking car. So we definitely the Mets take care of their fans. The Yankees not so much.
Absolutely.
We'll just say that. And again, the Mets. This is what the Mets are, Kevin. They are a new car. We still have that new car smell right now. We haven't lost a series. Everything is good. You don't even fart in your car with the new car smell. You need to just keep that as pure as possible. I think they say that like the chemicals are what makes it, and it's like bad for your brain. Fuck anything that's good that feels good or smells good or tastes good is bad for you. We're looking good right now. Win today. Trumpets played. Can of whoop ass. That's kind of gaining some steam on Twitter after the home runs.
Like
right?
that.
I could see that on a T-shirt.
I've been trying to think of something like there's cannabis and canna whoop ass is like we could do some Popeye shit We'll have him eating a can with a big arm, and it'll be a can of whoop ass. I like that.
There we go. Let's welcome the other boys to the show. We got Meek Phil. Meek Phil, how we doing today right now? How we feeling after that game?
I'm doing good. I watched an easy game in the gambling cave before with Frank Fleming was there for a few innings before he had to record, and he did not scream once the entire time he was watching with me, so that was good.
What the fuck is Frank recording these days?
Wow, that's like a record.
Did he cuck my podfather?
Even that Little League play?
Oh, he was laughing like for maybe a solid 5 minutes after that.
And then we got our boy Kyle here, which we're going to address in Kangaroo Court, the World Series.
Shit, Kyle.
Because Kev, when you tapped out, and I was like, I don't know if Kev's going to be on for this episode. I was like, I need to have like the bad cop here because I'm going to be the good cop. I'm going to let Kyle off the hook with everything. I need to have you,
Kyle. No,
look,
Kyle. I'm letting you off the hook by saying stop walking 25 miles a week.
The team is good. What do you want me to do? First of all, someone goes, you need to stop walking. They keep losing. And then I look because like it wasn't meant to be every Wednesday. And I looked at the schedule and it's like the team sucks on Wednesday. What do you want me to do about that other than to just walk on a different day? Which I could do, but you know they're going to lose.
Well, at least that's what I said. You got to switch something up. Stop walking on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Remember that? Wasn't it like I think it was last year? Like the Mets would only win on Tuesdays during like some stretch, and we're like, "Oh, we're locks tonight, boys. We're gonna win tonight." We're not gonna
That was August, yeah. It was like up Tuesday's win day.
Wednesday, it's like Mean Girls. Like on Wednesdays we wear pink. On Wednesdays we all stink. Like they're gonna lose on Wednesday. So at least for your own self, don't fucking. Oh, look at this. There's a taxi that went up on the sidewalk. Whoa.
Oh Jesus!
That's wild. It drove into a bank. Anyway, don't
I
you
wish
wanna
that-
set it up yourself?
I wish the Yankees sucked, or else you could have said that cab is basically the Yankees, but they're too good to be even saying that.
Dwayne or
They're
Sanchez,
fucking great
no.
right now.
No. I'm sorry, Kyle. Would you ask Kyle, Kev?
Wait, don't you want to like walk on a different day and at least?
I
see
would
if
love to
something-
walk on a different day. But we had this comment last episode, which is like when you're standing online and you get offline to get on a different
Yeah.
one, and that one goes quicker. I'm like, if I pick a different day and we lose, then I'm gonna get shit on even more because they're like, anytime they lose. I'm playing
If
like
you-
blackjack. Like eventually it's gonna hit black. I mean,
Well, no. Wait a second. If you switch, and then we lose on that day, then it's official that right now it might be Wednesday. Now, if you switch and you lose, then it's official that you're walking.
but
And then, dude, why do you want to walk so much? Just stop. Like, if it was me, I'd be like, okay, I'll stop walking.
because I'm already in it. Because let's say I stop walking and we win, but we lose eventually and we drop the division, and then everyone goes, well, why'd you stop walking? You know that's gonna happen.
No one's gonna ask that.
Yes, they
No one gives a fuck. No, tweet it out to our listeners. Tweet out and ask them, how do you word it? Because I do know what you're saying. Overall success.
I'll stop walking. But the team overall is winning. So, like, have we lost the
Right. It's like
lost the
nobody.
series since I started?
Right. It's like the hat for me. It's like,
Right.
yeah, we've lost games. We're not going to be perfect. But since I've had this hat, we've been a first place team. So everybody should just keep doing what they're doing. I do get that. But if I only wore my hat once a week and I always lost on that fucking game, I would take my hat off.
Well, I won the first.
How many miles did you do this last one?
Surprisingly, this last game was the quickest game of the entire year.
That's so funny.
After
Interesting.
that first inning, nobody got a hit the rest of the game.
Right.
It's my fault. Megill throws an inning in the third, and it's my fault that we lost the game. It's like,
Hey, don't you talk bad about Tyler, my friend. You're already in trouble with
all
the
I'm saying
listeners
is
right now. Don't get in trouble with me and Mama.
was over the fence. He had no idea where the ball was going yesterday.
Yeah. So
I was getting the car for like his inning in the third. I didn't get to even listen to Howie. Like I was nervous he was hurt. Was he just tipping his pitches? Was he?
He was probably
What's going
tipping his pitches, and he also could not throw a slider yesterday. So when you're just constantly pumping,
Pabs was telling me he threw the slider 4 times the whole out.
yeah. So when your best like secondary pitch ain't working, you're very
You're
hittable.
just done. Yeah. So we just chalk that up and pray it never happens again.
Yeah.
just hope he doesn't fucking pitch on Wednesday when Kyle's walking. That's what we have to do. The stats are: it's now the World Series walk is now 1-4 on the season. The Mets are 22-11 overall. So when the walk is not going on, the Mets are 21-7. And Kyle
Plus, you take out those if you take out the walk and those first couple losses that we know don't count, the Mets are basically like 25-3. It's no big deal.
And Kyle writes, have the largest divisional league of the league. Every game has been lopsided. But Tyler and Megill, 1 1/3. They had that 3-run first inning where I was like, oh, this is going to be a fun game. We're going to fucking just stomp on these bitches. And that was not the case. And this is, I don't know if you guys are the same. Mama Megill follows me. I cannot write anything negative about Tyler.
No.
I know.
Megill coming. She's so
It's tough.
she's cool. She's like a cool mom. I like her. She was. We were talking candy. She was fucking commenting on my little snack pegboard. She's a big Peach Rings fan. Apparently, she says only gummies, no chocolate. So if you want to raise super athletic kids, only eat fruit snacks.
Interesting. I do know that feeling. Like I've always made a promise to myself. Like you gotta keep it real. Like, I don't care if the players follow you. I don't care if you interview them. You got to be critical. You got to keep it real. But a mom, I've never had to deal with a mom. A mom scares me, and a mom deserves, like, a level of decorum on Twitter. So, if I was a big league player, I would just do that. Like, yeah, my mom's on Twitter. You can't be mean to me. Be nice to me. My mom will see all your tweets.
Exactly.
Did he say anything? Did we get any post-game reaction from him? Was he kind of just like...
Is
he not worried about it?
I think he was just like he didn't have it yesterday, so that was pretty much it.
What more can you really say? Like everybody with eyeballs was like, okay. Yeah. I was surprised he even came out.
He shouldn't have pitched a second inning. Yeah, I'm surprised that happened.
I think that was probably in an attempt to save the bullpen a little bit. We've seen that with Buck now a couple times. Ty Walker had to ride it out when he stunk. And I think there's been a couple other instances where it's like, you got to eat up some innings for us. But that was, if he would have given up, that game would have never ended. It was 1,000 runs if they left him in. When you don't have it like that, you don't have it. So whatever, chalk it up. But it was that after that 3 runs, because I was looking at my phone and I was like, this is beautiful. One of my check marks I keep talking about over and over again is when I know that the Mets have turned a corner and they're good. And one of those is when you check in on a game that you're not watching. Every other year, I would look at my phone. I'd be like, what's the score going to be? Because I'm expecting and always waiting for them to be down. And in 15, when I would 100% be prepared. Oh, did I lose you?
No, you're back.
Oh, I'm back. I would always be like, my phone. So when I saw that, I was like, boom. We're good. I know we're gonna beat the Nats. Next time I check the phone, absolute fiasco. I got the text from you guys saying like, "Don't worry, it's a long game." And I was like, "What do you mean? I thought we were up fucking 3-0." It happened like that.
And it was like the way that we scored those 3 runs. It was everything that we've liked about the team all season long. Like Nimmo goes oppo, beats the shift, hits a double, Arte lays down a perfect bunt. They have an error, and then we hit a home run. It was like this team sucks. Their pitcher's not good. That's the reason why that one stung for me more than like. Probably any loss this season because it just felt like this was the series we were going to sweep, and that was an easy game to win. And even if he was mediocre, we win that game. He had 2 hits the entire rest of the game after he left. So it's like, it's tough.
I saw some fans being like, why can't we sweep? I'm like, let's, yes, there are teams that we should beat every game, but also it's a nice blessing to be in the level that we're complaining about 2 out of 3,
Yeah, it's like every time. It's like, oh, we can't sweep, but we'll win 2 or 3, 3 or 4, doesn't matter.
Just keep going, man. Just keep winning series.
I don't care about like a streak, a winning streak.
Yeah, that's a great. Our longest winning streak I think is like 3, but our longest losing streak is 2 one time, like early in the year. Like we're just consistently winning games.
And then I walk, and then we lose, and then we start over.
There you go.
And look, about that, Kyle.
You know what it is? It's like Kyle has his curse, but it's also like we have one bad starter or one bad bullpen appearance, and they usually coincide with Kyle's walking.
Yeah.
And we lose, and it's almost like
it's my cross.
As long as that's when it's almost like you draw the suck out. You're like, if you're gonna have a bad game, you do it on Wednesday. And it seems like when people are bad, everyone else is good, and it doesn't seem to happen day after day after day. That's how losing streaks start. Your starting pitching's bad one day, your bullpen's bad the next day, your offense is bad the third day, and next thing you know, you've lost all week. But in our case, it seems to be every time we have that one meltdown, we bounce right back, which I think is that's how you win postseason games too. Is like no prolonged slumps of any sort, no prolonged losing.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, Game 7 of the World Series is usually on a Wednesday every time it falls. So if we're still doing this in October, Kyle,
I will guarantee you this: if it's a deciding game, I will guaranteed not be on the treadmill.
Oh, they can blame you no matter what.
Because then it's like we you did it all season and we got to the World Series. Who fucking knows, man?
Wow, we got fucking polls on YouTube. Should Kyle stop walking? Pav's got this shit in the future right now. This is incredible.
Pavs has been, shout out to Pavs, because we got to believe went from like a rinky-dink, just me and Clem yelling, to a full-blown podcast now. We got the real
60% say you should not stop walking, just for the record, Kyle. So that's on your head and all of them. I do. So we have to say, if this happens, we said this last week, if this happens next week, maybe we walk, but not on a treadmill. Like we take a nice stroll outside. We do something like that. Is next week a day game? It is a day game next week.
Next Thursday is the day game.
I was going to move it to Thursday.
Is that what we're saying? Okay, so then we'll know which one. Yeah, we're basically diagnosing the fucking cancer right now. You guys
decide now if you want me to do it. I'll do it on Thursday. I'll gladly walk Thursday.
Yeah, because then I think
for me.
Well, listen, there's three things at play here. Is it Wednesday? Is it Kyle walking? Or is it day games? Because those are the three.
Well, we won today during day games, so
it was a night game that we lost.
Yeah, it was a night game yesterday.
Right, so the day game's out. So we'll find out when you walk on a Thursday. If we win, then we can maybe say that it's a Wednesday. But if you lose, it's you, right?
I know I'm going to change the day, and then I'm going to sit there on Wednesday and just watch them win. And be like, son of a bitch.
Oh, your Frank fact checker's turning into Frank now. He's rooting against the Mets wins. This is
even better. I think if the rotation lines up the way it is, next Wednesday is probably a Max Scherzer start. So,
well, I mean, again, other baseball podcasts
too. It's like the other thing. It's not like I just keep getting. There was one year I remember my dad got like a partial planned season tickets, and every single game we went to was a Steve Traxel game. Guaranteed 4 hours. Lost. It was not fun whatsoever, and I feel like at least this year I'm getting a different pitcher every time. It's just they lose every time.
That's fucking horrid, man. So we'll figure that all out. But again, there's other podcasts that are give you, more stats. They know the WRCs like the back of their hands. We got Starting Nine, shout out Jake Arrieta. We have like fucking stud pitchers on podcasts. This podcast focuses on the important stuff, the juju of baseball, because that's how this fucking game is won and lost in the fucking gods, in the heavens. And I also wanted to bring that up because we talked about the last two games. The first game of the series, the Mets won. And the old Mets fans, the old under the Wilpons regime, where you're just every win feels like a breath of fresh air for the first time in your life. Rally Rat would have been on every fucking T-shirt, every fucking Twitter avatar. It would have been our life. I forgot Rally Rat existed until I went to the box score just now, and it said like, "Oh, Rats, Mets win." I go, "Oh yeah, that was like 2 nights ago." I forgot about that.
I got a kick out of Lindor was smiling, and Gary brought up the raccoon, and Mom, who loved Rally Rat was Mama Megill. She had Photoshop.
She put a hat on him.
She put the hat on him. She loved Rally Rat. It is just weird. I mean, I feel like the Mets have had rats and raccoons and parakeets and birds like over these past like 5, 6, 7 years. I feel like I'm always seeing fucking animals. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I feel like we have to lead the league in enchanted animals, which is like
a goddamn
very
zoo. I'm also happy too. Like, with Conforto gone, we got rid of the Scooter nickname. Nobody's really calling Jeff McNeil Squirrel anymore.
Yep.
The Buffalo's gone. We had that whole zoo thing going. Those guys either sucked or were playing bad that year. So done with those nicknames. And we don't have to deal with fucking the nickname of Thor anymore, which I can't. That guy is such a corny dork. And to try to cop out from his, so Noah posts a picture on Instagram. The dude on the Angels, a rookie, throws a no hitter, like a regular no hitter, classic no hitter, and Noah posted on his Instagram story saying, "This is what a real no-hitter looks like," and then tries to claim that's not talking about the Mets combined no-hitter, which is like
You're putting real in
obviously
quotes.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put real in quotes. If there wasn't a combined no-hitter and he just threw a no-hitter, your post would have just said, like, shout out to my guy who pitched a no-hitter. It wouldn't have anything to do with real or fake. But because there was a combined no-hitter, you put real in quotes, thereby referencing the combined no-hitter who was thrown by your previous team. So obviously, you're talking about the Mets. It's just logic, you fucking idiot.
I am just so done with Noah. And again, if he comes back and then he trolls you with his responses, I think that's funny. Like Portnoy is infamous for that, right? Where he like plays into it and he acts like he doesn't know what you're talking about. But he then goes and he plays all his dumb jokes about Yates, Mr. Matt. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. I liked it more when Brody was running his Twitter account. I liked it a lot more. And I fucking hate everything at Brody Van Wagenen. But I liked Noah's Twitter account more when Brody was running it. The fucking worst.
When he said like this song's not about you or whatever, like, and then he also said I mentioned this because it's a rarity. Like it's combined no hitters are more rare. It's like if we ever see, you know what I mean? There's only been like a handful of those. It's just everything he said was just logically like, no, dude, it was very much about the Mets, which is also okay, by the way. You can take shots. It's not like he made fun of somebody's like fucking mother. He's chirping about a fucking no-hitter. It's not a big deal. But now you made it into one by lying.
Have I told you guys that I've been blocked by Noah on Twitter for 3 years now?
Wow.
February 2019, he tweets out, universal DH, not on my watch, bring me my hammer. And I replied to him, nah, give me the universal DH, don't need to see you bat 150. And I got blocked for that.
Yeah, you were ahead of the curve on Noah and Trevor Bauer.
Yeah.
Fuck both those guys. I mean, Noah was one of the most difficult guys I've ever had on one of my teams because he either was nasty when he was like had his best stuff or had the potential to be, but was always being just such a dick. And it was like, oh, how do I kind of reconcile these two? And I know he's been good for LA or Anaheim and like, good. As long as we're good too, like nobody cares. But like clearly still on the brain if you're posting shit like that on Instagram.
He's very much one of those guys that like, you don't like his shtick or any of the shit that he does, but because he's on your team, you just tolerate it until he leaves, and then you're like, yeah, that was corny as fuck the entire time. Like,
yeah.
Dealing with the same thing. The second he leaves, it's like, yeah, no shit. Like, he was annoying to us too, but like when he's on our team, what he's supposed to do?
I gotta support him. Yes, 100%. It's like getting out of a relationship.
Yes, but on the flip side of that is like Javi Baez is the guy you love to hate, and you love that everybody hates him because he's on your team. The other two guys, not the case at all.
No, I totally agree. I also, it's funny the difference between. I mean, it's not funny. This is a very obvious statement I'm about to make. But like, if the Mets win the 2015 World Series, you know, I love Noah and Syndergaard for the rest of my fucking life.
Yeah.
Like none of that other shit matters. We're talking about the 60 feet 6 inches. We're talking about that first pitch. And you know, if we ever reminisce about that team, there are fond moments with him. But the overall vibe of Noah Syndergaard will forever be like, yeah, whatever. Like never really reached his full potential for us. And had they just, you know, not blown a couple games here and there in October 7 years ago, he would be a New York immortal. That's the difference between like immortality and like whatever is razor thin like that.
Yep. And I have to just say it just because I'm giving fairness. And again, we're talking about stuff in the cosmos and whatever. Francisco Lindor is in the midst of a fucking slump after the fucking Francisco Lindor shirts went live. I don't think it was to the day. It was a little bit later. I'm going to wear it. It's not great. He's like 25th in WAR last I checked, so he's still not a garbage player. But like you just can't ignore, and he's had some again more bad. I think today he had another should have been a hit based on his XBA or whatever the fuck it is. It's just not a good look right now. But I'm gonna fucking.
But you know what? No, I'm gonna back you up on this, Clem. Overall, yes, in a slump, of course. Like numbers never lie. But also in the middle of this slump has also been, you know, a 2-run home run to start out a legendary comeback. He's had a couple dingers, a couple great plays in the field. Like, if this is his version of a slump, I'll take that. Because if this is as low as it goes, he's still been producing, not very consistently, but when he does it in a big way.
That's true. How's our WRC looking on Francisco Lindor these days, Phil?
I mean, it's still like pretty good. I think it's like 120-ish.
Okay.
I do not think it's as bad as you think. Like, the
You got to remember the
Lindor
league
poisoning your brain.
sucks. Yeah.
That's true. That's true too. That's a good
So
point.
like a 700 OPS this year is like what, like an 800 last year or something. Like,
And
you
win
got-
is everything. I don't give a shit who's doing what at any point.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, there's a win in the books. It's
Yeah.
like, and you just overlook that stuff. And that was the biggest thing last year, where we just kept going, well, this can't last forever. Like, he's going to turn it around eventually. But you knew the team wasn't good, so you were like, he needs to turn it around.
yeah.
Right.
Everyone else is pulling their weight.
Yeah, he's still at 114.
Yeah.
He was 114 WRC plus going into today, so still like pretty above average.
Dude,
Yep.
so I also feel like, you know, in the grand scheme of things, everything matters. Like, even if he's not performing great right now, the way he's like maybe working a walk or working the count, or the way they pitch to him, or the way they pitch to whoever's after him in the lineup because of what he brings, like, it's just, when you're winning, it's like everything is falling into place for a reason. So who gives a shit?
Yep. I'm with you guys on that. So obviously take down the Nats 2 or 3, as we said. I think on the pregame, Kev, I was hoping for the sweep. You would have been fine with the 2 out of 3. We got the 2 out of 3. We keep it moving. Go against the Mariners next. We got Barstool Ballpark on Saturday. As of this recording, less than 50 tickets left. It could be left. There could be even less left. I haven't heard the new number. But once they're sold out, they're sold out. So if you want to get them, get them. I'm going to put the link in the chat right now to get the Barstool Ballpark, bit.ly/2022, BATBP, all in lowercase, if you want to get your tickets. Or actually just go to the, gotta believe it's in the bio, the link for it. Mariners suck, basically, right? They started hot and they've kind of just fell off the table.
Mariners suck. The way you said that, you had some stank on that. Mariners suck.
I
was
think
like,
Let's hope, man. I like.
they've lost like 12 or 15.
I want to win this series, and then I say, let's get cocky for the Mariners series. That's our sweep.
I mean, yeah, like I said, they've lost 12 of 15. They're 6.5 back of the Astros and Angels at the time I'm saying this. So they're actually only a half game out of last place, like over the A's and Rangers. So yeah, not a good team.
This should be the one. But also, you know, my old Mets brain poisons me and thinks they've lost 12 out of 15. Well, they're gonna have to win eventually, and probably gonna come at our expense.
Yeah.
But a good team should finish this off 2 out of 3 with the Nats, and then just keep it rolling right into the Mariners. And that's how you start to really build a lead, get comfortable in the division, is beat up on teams like this before you go to battle with the good ones. So like that would be a nice hurdle to jump over here, is like we handled the shit out of these two teams.
Yeah, I'm looking at our June 2nd through June 16th schedule right now, so I want to build up a decent lead by the end of May. I don't want to say it because you're going to get scared if I say it.
I'm not scared of shit. Hit me.
Yep.
Okay, June 2nd to June 16th. We got 4 in LA, 3 in San Diego, 3 in Anaheim, and then 3 at home versus the Brewers. All those teams are above 500 or in first place.
Whatever. I think at one point we had the best record of teams above 500.
Yep.
I'm not scared of the Angels. I ain't scared of no Brewers. The fuck out of here.
Bill, we are the one who knocks.
I'm
We
just
are
saying,
the one who knocks.
it gives you memories of that like stretch in August last year versus the Giants and Dodgers. So we're a better team. We should be better prepared for this.
I mean, last year we had fucking Pilar out there.
Yes.
That's the big difference. Khalil Lee striking out 9 times in a row or whatever that was.
Easy.
Dude, that is the difference. Like, when we say this team is different, obviously we're talking about big picture franchise stuff, but also the team is different. I had some Yankee fan in my mentions, first of all, trying to jack our swagger, being like, this Yankees team is different, doing it with the periods, which is fucking lame because, you know, you guys have the best record of baseball. Why don't you have your own slogans and your own fun shit? But second of all, the Yankees team is not different. It's comprised mostly of the same guys we've seen year in and year out. You're just finally not underachieving like assholes as you have been for the last half a decade. The Mets team, on the other hand, the rotation, half of the position players, the manager, this team is fucking literally different. So I'm ready to go to LA. I'm ready to go to San Diego. I'm ready for a West Coast swing because we got Mark Canna and Starling Marte and Eddie Escobar and all these guys who are like good players. So let's fucking do it.
Yep.
I love it. So, and again, this Seattle series, it's also the way the pitching lines up. Scherzer, Bassett, Carrasco, top three guys, all fucking going, all humming. Kyle will be nowhere near a fucking treadmill. Promise me, Kyle, you'll be nowhere near a treadmill in the next 3 days. It's the weekend, so you get to have some fun. So there we go. It's Marco Gonzalez, George Kirby, and Robbie Ray are the three that the Mariners are throwing. So, I mean, this is when you get fat off of bad teams. Again, Barstool, the ballpark. What is it, $90? All you can drink for an hour before the game to 2 hours later or the seventh inning, whatever comes first. $18 food voucher, ticket to the game. You get there early, get the Polar Bear Pete bobblehead. Cannot fucking lose. We're all in the stands together, having a glorious time. So we'll check it out from there. All right, I'll address this because this tweet was going crazy on there. Kyle put in the list. Khalil Lee just got sent down the single A today, and it's a tough look for me. That's my fucking guy. He's batting 149. He's batting 149 right now.
His contact rate was so low.
Sometimes you have a guy and it pans out. Sometimes you have a guy and it doesn't pan out. Khalil Lee, he didn't pan out.
I'm going to go back to like the baseball, like the football guys that go to the tape. I'm going to go to that weird baseball tape where they have all the different chop ups. And all I got to see is how fucking long is his bat? If it's 2 inches shorter, I'll take the L. But until they shorten that bat, I am not wearing that fucking L. And Khalil, if you're listening, just fucking shorten the bat. You have nothing else to lose. You're in single A right now. Who is our single A team anyway?
So I think you guys sent him down to St. Lucie basically to work with a hitting instructor down there.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Well, hopefully it's fucking a guy who has short bats. That's all I'm going to like. Again, Juan McGarrett's bat, he'll be fine with.
I saw, I think Michael Meyer was mayor, or that guy, right?
Yeah.
He was tweeting about like the next big Mets prospect he's looking at, Alex Ramirez.
Mm-hmm.
And I've already decided Alex Ramirez sounds too much like Fernando Martinez, too much like Alex Ochoa, like all Carlos Gomez, all those names. I just feel like he's doomed to be another Mets bust. I just could see us being like Alex Ramirez. Also, it just Francisco Alvarez. We got too much of that. I feel like the name juju is off right now, and it's scaring me with prospects.
Well,
but Khalil Lee. Are you ready to call it? Khalil Lee, are we pulling the plug?
Until he fucking swings a bat that is 2 inches shorter, I'm not doing a goddamn thing. It could be on my deathbed. He can retire. I'm going to say he could have had it if he just got a shorter bat. I'm telling you, I'm going to die on this hill by myself. But again, if he's been swinging a short bat this whole season, I will fucking toss him overboard immediately. I have no problem about that.
Let me ask you a question because I don't remember things like this from season to season. Was McNeil, how McNeil has that weird bat with the nub on the end and he chokes up? Did he have that during his bats? Like has he always had that?
He's always had it. It's never changed.
His stance was different though, which I was doing side-by-side photos and I'm like, why the hell would you ever change this? It's like the hit's got. It was made for contact and to put the ball where they're not standing. And like he changed it for some reason. He like wrapped his bat. And I'm like, this is the problem. So it looks more similar this year than it did to 2019.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely. That's always
unsung hero.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. All right. Mets second and third, 2 out, bottom of the ninth, need a run. Who would you like? Who's the number one guy you want at the plate? Who's your Blue Mountain boy, basically, for hitting that you want at the plate to get if you need a hit?
It's probably McNeil.
It's probably McNeil, right? Yeah. It probably fucking is. How crazy is that? Not a full season. Last season was like, oh God, this guy's going to completely just fuck himself. He's going to throw his helmet down, curse at first base, and it's the end of the inning. And now I trust him more than anybody else in a lineup full of professional hitters at this point.
That's the thing. Even the fact that you had to pause to be like, well, like Nimmo has been putting together. I've never been turned around on a player before like this in my entire life. Because Nimmo, I was always against him. He was always just like the guy who was getting lucky hits. And like, he is a first-round draft pick that completely panned out for us, and he's doing a good job in center field. I will say that there's going to be a ball he doesn't get 2 drops, whatever the case may be, where I'm going to say Marte probably catches that. But, like, he is the guy that we thought Michael Conforto was going to be moving forward.
Yep, that's a fair point. And he was like in a high school of like 13 kids in Wyoming. So that was like taking a high school kid at like a small school like that is the ultimate risky pick, and somehow, some way, it fucking panned out. So it's incredible. Kev dropped off for the people that can't see on the YouTube, so he's out. But I think we're about ready to put this one in the books. We got to everything. Will, you said that what are we like looking to need to add? We'll go to that on Monday too, because we'll go through the series and whatever and see where we look from there. Anything else you boys have in stock for today?
No, I'm happy with the team. That's all that matters.
Yeah, another fucking series.
Night, Barstool at the ballpark.
Yeah, Barstool at the ballpark. We'll see you guys there tomorrow on Saturday, whenever you hear this. Again, be up in the stands or whatever. So just come by, say what's up, grab some beers, have some fun, watch a fucking win. And again, the dream scenario is Diaz to strike out Kalenic to end the game. However, that part of my Wilpons brain is not dead yet. I do not want that scenario in any fucking.
I'd be very happy if we win games by so much, Edwin Diaz doesn't even come in this weekend. Yeah, how about that?
Exactly. So as always, we're gonna just take care of business, win another series because this team is good. This fan base is happy. We have a manager who knows what the fuck he's doing.